Okay, there we are. And then once you get in there, I mean,
Okay.
now you should be able to go in the group and
Okay, let me
share
go
it.
in the group. Oh yeah, there
Let's
we
see.
go.
I need to.
Yay.
Can you see?
I can see us, friend.
Okay, let me
Okay.
see.
It says share to your page. Oh, okay. Mm.
Yeah, and then you can just like put a thing there if you want, or
Okay, I shared
or
that.
not.
And then hopefully they can see me like that. Oh, my hair looking crazy. Okay, I just shared mine. I don't know what's going on here. Oh wait.
Okay, you got yours.
Yep.
Okay. Hi everybody. Look at me. I'm on here trying to share and stuff. It's my friend. Okay, now listen, friend. Friend, what do you want me to call you? Should I be
Oh,
saying friend or
Lord.
should I be addressing you? Oh, she is.
Okay. Sorry, he was trying to, my people in the background trying to make sure things are
Your
good
team.
for me. My whole team.
My team. Now, can I say friend or should I be saying
Of
doctor?
course.
What can I say, friend?
We friends. That's my friend. Of course.
I'm so excited you're here. Okay, now listen, everyone. Everybody saying hello?
Hi.
Jossie,
I'm trying to
hi.
get on this thing so I can see
That was
y'all.
me the first time. Forgot to give StreamYard permission. It's okay, girl, because y'all know I can't see who you are if you don't. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited because I have my real good girlfriend, friend girl, she would say, tonight. Hi, Nidra. To talk to us. And now listen, y'all, my friend is bad to the bone and she knows her stuff and she knows all her business, okay? And she gonna get us right
Wow.
together because I think sometimes we get on here and we talk about manifesting and we talk about like inner healing work and all these things, and we have so many questions. And Dr. Tashima gonna get us together on tonight. Are you guys ready? Friend, you ready to chat?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All
Hello,
right.
everyone. I can't see you
Hi.
guys, so hi.
It's okay. Well, I'm gonna hit this intro and we'll be ready. Okay, guys, we are here. And tonight I want to talk about manifesting. And it may go into a few other things, and that's okay. But before we do that, again, like I said, Tashima or Dr. Tashima is I don't know, we're so close outside of this. And so it feels kind of formal, but then it's like, this is my friend,
It's
child.
my friend.
Yeah, and we kind of met. We're talking about, what was I talking about? Relocating and something else.
Yeah, I was in Ghana,
Mhm. Yep,
and
you
you
were
were
in
talking about
Ghana.
relocating and getting out of
Yes,
here. Yep.
and getting up out of here with all the crazy and the drama of life.
Yep.
I was like, I'm out of here. I'm going to
I'm out of here.
Mexico and I'm done. I'm done with the US of
We're
A.
done.
So we met
Mhm.
that way, but then it was something else that clicked. It's almost like
Mhm.
knowing when you meet somebody, you
Yeah.
think of in a relationship kind of way. It's like your heart clicks or like that's your soulmate. But then this kind of
Mhm.
happened in a friendship kind of way. And we've been hitting it off ever since. But
Mhm.
I'd like you to kind of introduce yourself, and say it a little bit better than I would because I'm like, that's my friend.
That's okay. So I am Dr. Tashima. So my PhD is in quantum and integrative medicine, but I practice functional medicine in cohesion with quantum and integrative medicine.
Mhm.
And so I have a healthcare practice where I actually do like doctor stuff. We do, you know,
Mhm.
we have different detoxing programs, and we actually get the client in and we see, what's going on. So a lot of my clients have autoimmune diseases like lupus. I have two with HIV now,
Mm.
just different things like that. Yeah, real crisis. So when they come to me, the body is in crisis. And so mainly what I do is help them get out of crisis, and then we work through it. When you find autoimmune diseases like lupus and HIV, the body has been going through an attack, right? For a
Mhm.
long time. And so it's very rare that you completely heal the body of this autoimmune disease, but you can bring it out of crisis to where you never feel like you have this sort of disease again.
Okay.
So that's what I do in my healthcare practice. We do blood work. We make sure people are aligned correctly,
Mhm.
just in their blood work and their immune systems. Okay.
Okay.
Then I have a spiritual practice, and the spiritual practice kind of found me on my healing journey.
Mhm.
And what we do there, I'm a shaman there. And so we do plant medicine, we do a lot of healing work. And quantum medicine is about
Mhm.
healing on all bodies of consciousness, right? And so
Okay.
we
Mhm.
take the client, or we don't call them patients, we call you clients because you're
Mhm.
not sick, right? It's just
Mhm.
having the awareness of what the hell is going on at that time, right?
Yes,
So,
right.
so basically, um, that's what we do. I literally, every client, I have high-end clients. And what I mean by that is my lowest package is now $10,000. It used to be $7,500. Yeah.
Oh, friend.
Yeah, because I was starting to get so many
Mhm.
clients, but my whole intention is to make sure that I work with the client until the client whole body is at ease, right?
At
Instead of
ease.
in dis-ease,
Mhm.
it needs to be at ease. So
Yeah.
now it's pretty much where I take it, and it's an investigation. Sometimes I use my doctor senses and my science to help you, but a lot of times I'm using my intuition and my spirit to
Mhm.
guide me on
Mm.
what it is
Mhm.
that's going on with your body. So
Mhm.
that's me.
Mhm. Nice. I'm so excited. And I have done the plant medicine
Mhm.
before.
Yeah.
Y'all, let me tell you. Now, friend, when you are ready to open that up again, listen, y'all.
Yeah.
Listen, it is a journey. It
Mm.
helps you so much, but just like she said, on a deeper level.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
look at Tati. Look at Tati. Sorry.
She in there.
You look Thank you, girl. um, it is it is such a beautiful journey, and I've done it
Mhm.
twice now, and I feel like
Yeah.
I've changed and I've transformed so much. But it has opened me up in a way that I feel that
Mhm.
when you are doing your work, just not just as my friend, but just like as a shaman, and
Mhm.
the way that you do it, I feel like now you can really kind of connect to me
Mm.
on a different level,
Yeah.
and you can kind of know how to
Yeah.
direct me and tell me which way to go, or like you need to do this, or that, or girl, it's generational, or that sort of thing, or they carrying it in
Mhm.
their DNA and it's on you,
Mhm.
like that sort of thing, and I love it. So it's
Yeah, so when I met my friend Candace, she was going through some, just like we all do, just some childhood trauma, I would call it. And
Yeah.
it started to manifest, but I was teaching her and guiding her that we are all manifesting this sort of childhood trauma because the earth is at a time of purging. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're at a time of judgment. And in church, you would call it a dispensation of judgment. And in
Mm-hmm.
this time, the body, the DNA is literally pushing forward, all of this trauma and this drama that's happened within our ancestral lineage, because we
Mm-hmm.
carry our ancestors within our DNA. And so
Mm-hmm.
all the trauma that they went through for all these years, we've been through trauma for more than 400 years, be clear, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
so we are now having to come back and kind of resurrect those things and judge, right? Because we're in
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
dispensation of judgment, and judgment don't always mean bad. It just
Mm-hmm.
means that, okay, I've had this childhood trauma with my mother, my father, my cousin, my uncle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to bring that thing to the forefront and judge it. And I'm either going to part ways with it if it no longer
Mm-hmm.
serves me, or I'm going to see why did I call it to my life in this time? And so that's the crossroads that she was in. And I was telling her, you need to take plant medicine.
Yep.
And it was calling her, and she took it. And I tell you, we found through the medicine that this is not our first time around knowing each other. And we just know that just through the
No.
love and connection.
Yeah, because we connected immediately. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we had to have come here together, been in a
Period.
different life, something else outside of this life. We are connected. And
Yes.
we
Yeah.
know that. And we found that out. And ooh, it's so good. And it's so, I love that you mentioned how
Yeah.
with the healing, we are manifesting
Yeah.
um, these traumas
Yeah.
into our life today. And so that kind of like leads us right on into the
Mhm.
manifesting topic.
Mhm.
And on the sheet that you sent me, and I forget the
Oh,
name of it,
oh, your your podcast one sheet.
my one sheet. My friend got a one sheet. Okay, let me get my weight up. I need a podcast one sheet. Okay, um, my friend's so
That
fancy.
is so funny.
Um, on there it says quantum
Mhm,
manifestation. I
mhm,
think. What
mhm.
does that mean? Quantum manifest, and is it different from just manifesting?
Oh, sure it is. So first of
Okay.
all, quantum manifestation is all about downward causation, meaning we realize that what we need already exists, and what we're trying to do is command it into the matter, right? We are
Okay.
matter, right? The physical.
Mhm.
And so the art of multidimensional manifestation means that you realize that you exist on all bodies of consciousness. And what that
Mhm.
just means is that even people that are Christians or whatever your religion is, you know that outside of your body, your physical body, you exist in spirit, right? You
Mhm.
exist on vital bodies of consciousness. And the evidence to show that you exist physical, I can see you vital, is when you go to the doctor and they can't tell if you're alive by looking at your physical. What they gonna do? They take your
Mhm.
vitals, right? So then
Mhm.
you have a
Mhm.
super mental, a mental, and then you have the subtle. The subtle is a spiritual body of consciousness, but you realize and that you're aware that you're there. But in order
Mhm.
to manifest on such a level, the first thing you're going to have to do is align yourself and decide to recreate your story. And then once you've mastered
Mhm.
this skill, you just reinforced your change in vibration. And then you'll be able to recognize your vision both consciously and subconsciously. And so when you realize that it's a whole different kind of healing, because this is not the healing that your ancestors had, or the
Mhm.
healing that your ancestors even had was available to them. And so
Mhm.
you just know that there's something out there, there's a vibration, right? That if I ask and if I intuit and if I connect to that vibration, I'm able to collapse whatever it is that I want, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
you also have to, the first step is you have to know that your new life is going to cost you your old one.
Oh, man. You gotta give up the old
You
stuff.
have to give up the old life. And the reason why that is because everything that you've been programmed in your
Mhm.
DNA to think all throughout your codon rings, it has made you have fear, doubt,
Mhm.
all
Mhm.
those different things. And it's hard to manifest with that. And so what happens is in your story, it can change, but it has to change through revision. And a lot of people don't want to change through revision because change is scary, right? It feels
Yeah.
a little bit, right? It just feels like, nah, I'm not going to do that, or it don't
Mhm.
feel right. But you have to change through revision. And so if you ask for what you want, you must prepare to get it. And that's what
See?
our people are not used to.
Yeah, and I was looking at someone else who was saying, which touches on what you're saying here, is that you think that once, like, being prepared to get it, but once you start saying things like
Mhm.
um align me with making the type of money that I want, but then you have to
Right.
be prepared for losing the job that you have because it's not capable of giving you the kind of money that you
Come on.
want. If you're
Come on.
saying I want to be aligned with the right people, bring the right people into my life, then you have to be prepared for
That's
losing
right.
some of these friendships and relationships in your life,
Mhm.
because it's setting you up for what it is that you're asking for. So you're so right. And sometimes we think my life is falling apart. Well, no, you have to remember
You're being
that you are
realigned.
asked for this and you
That's
are being
right. You're being
realigned for
realigned.
it.
That's right.
So
That's right.
the changing of your life, is this on
Mhm.
the quantum level or is this on the
So
regular level?
everything has to happen on a quantum level. So the
Okay.
first thing about quantum is people hear the word and they're like, what does that mean? It really just know that
Yeah.
I exist on another body of consciousness. I exist in
Mhm.
a space that I become the observer of the me that's here, and I get to be the command. That's my command post. My
Mhm.
command is not in this body. My command is out of here. And if I could just
Mhm.
bring myself into this observation mode, I can command that body to do whatever it is that I want it to do. I could command the elements around that body to do whatever it is that is that's adjust to that, that's just to that body. I
Yeah.
do not see. And when we came to this planet, to Earth, we started to feel like we had to align ourselves with the laws of Earth. Man, you're multi-dimensional. That's why it's called multi-dimensional. Am I
Mhm.
freezing, friend?
Not right now. Every now and again, I think, but it's not bad. It's like a
Okay.
little snap. It's not.
Okay, okay. And
Mhm.
so what people don't understand is that the key to entering this earth atmosphere is manifestation. Wherever you were, you had to dream, you had to intuit in being here. You had to dream of a life on planet Earth. See,
What? Wait a minute. Now let me write. We had to manifest ourselves even getting to Earth.
do you know how many trillions of cells you had to bypass to get to your mother's womb?
What?
You
Oh, this
had
is
to
blowing
know.
me away. Okay, wait.
You had to dream, you had to manifest. And so we are great manifestors by nature. Just the fact
Mm,
that we are here. And that's what we forget
wow.
once we get here and we get programmed with, this sort of savage sort of thinking that's been put in our and laced throughout our DNA, right? So what people need to understand also is that manifestation is an action that discloses what is the unseen. So if I'm saying manifestation is disclosing what is unseen, that means it's already there. That love that you've been asking for, you're only intuiting it because you're intuiting it. It's already there. You're
There.
never asking for something that you don't want. So if you align
Mm,
yourself with what is already there, all you have to do is believe and collapse the thought patterns. It literally, when you
mm,
make the petition for what you want, you are attempting to collapse. Right? What it
mhm,
is that
mhm,
you know is already there. So we don't
mhm,
ask
mhm,
for cars because the universe don't speak that language. We
mhm,
ask for
mhm.
abundance.
Okay, say that one more time. We don't ask for what is it now,
We don't
friend?
ask for cars and we don't ask for money because the universe don't
Don't
speak that
speak that
language.
language. They don't
What the
speak this
universe?
language. We speaking
No.
so first of all, we're speaking the wrong language. This is why people are having an issue with manifesting because you're speaking the wrong language.
Yeah.
You're not speaking the universe's.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not asking for cars, we're asking for abundance, guys.
Abundance.
We're asking for
Absolutely.
abundance.
You're making a petition. You're not praying, praying, and praying on your knees. You're making a petition. Making a
Mhm.
petition is calling forth those things that is, y'all know, y'all in church.
They at church, but they ain't listening there either. They ain't heard nothing.
They're not hearing. We are master,
We are
multi-dimensional manifestors because this ain't
wow.
our first life. This ain't our first
Mhm.
rodeo. And just
Mhm.
ask your DNA. When you start doing things like, listen, listen.
Yeah, I told my friend it's bad to the bone. We in the quantum realm right now, y'all. We ain't even on Earth no more. Whole time
And
we had to
because
manifest here.
we are master manifestors, what you do is you command its
Mhm.
appearance. You
Mhm.
command its appearance. You command its materialization, right? For
Mhm.
it to
Mhm.
materialize or its expression to form matter. That's
Mhm.
how God commanded you to be here. He just
Wow.
breathe, command. See, we're in the time of breath. Every
Yeah.
time we speak, that is not though it shall be. That's
Mhm.
what's happening in this time because of the
Wow.
breath. That's what it says in the
Mm.
Bible that God breathed breath. He breathed
Yeah.
life, right?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So
So
that's where we're
go
at.
ahead.
Mhm.
Mhm. I
Go
didn't
ahead.
want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go
You
ahead,
okay?
friend. I felt it freeze
So
in my
when
heart.
you say I don't like that friend, now what's going on?
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
when you say we have to command,
Mhm.
I know that I'm thinking somebody else may be thinking like, okay, so do this, it's not happening. Um, what does that look? What do you need? So it's kind of going with this question here.
Mhm.
Um, what do you need to know before manifesting? That's what it wants to get to because what I want to know is like, how do you command? Is it about just deeply believing it? Um,
Mhm.
when you're saying it and you feel like it's not happening, is it just really happening? Is there something we need to know? Okay, before we get started, okay, she said
Yes.
we're going to command, but what
Mhm.
do I need to know? Is there anything I need to know or any something that I need to do before this in order for it to work or be to happen for me? You know what I mean? Am I
Oh
making
yeah.
this make sense? Okay.
No, no, make total sense. We have to get rid of cognitive dissonance. We have to get rid of the slave mentality. Remember, we are master manifestors because we are here. And all you have to do is make an agreement with that. Once you make an agreement with that, like, I'm here. I bypassed trillions of sperm cells to be here. So clearly I'm a master manifester, right? And we have to
Mm-hmm.
also align our thoughts and just know, our grandmothers, our grandmothers and our grandfathers, they didn't know how to align their thoughts because they never had. They never saw
Mhm.
that they were, right? And also, people
Mhm.
have to know on a quantum level, our ancestors did not have access to the energy and this new energy that's coming into the earth like we do. So all you have to do is say
Mm.
yes to your process, right? Our thoughts
Mm.
and our feelings perpetuate our state of being, and this perpetuates our reality. And so we don't
Mhm. Mhm.
realign and readjust our thoughts and our feelings, because we can always think like, I'm gonna get a new car, but our feelings say, well, I ain't got no money.
Mm.
Then we fall to this decisive, this divisive, I call it, nature, where now we praying, please give me a car, please give me a car. If you're asking for something and you don't believe that it's there,
Mhm.
you
Mm.
command.
You have to command. So it's
Command.
about like you have to. So would you say we have to kind of change our minds first
Absolutely. We
before
have to change our
even
mind.
deciding to go into thinking like, okay, I'm gonna say I'm getting this, but whole time, your mind isn't even changed about it. You still kind of doubt the ability to even do it. You don't even realize that you have the
Mhm.
ability to command something of this nature,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Um,
absolutely. And the thing is, and let me tell y'all, and I'm gonna be very I'm going to be very nurturing to our people, right? Only
okay.
one. And that's because we got to stand up at some point, right? The
Hmm.
nurturing
Hmm.
part is that I know that we were strategically, right?
Hmm.
Strategically, our DNA was strategically programmed with fear, right? And we
Hmm.
were engineered, right, to not believe because of the fear, because of the
Hmm.
loss that we've been through, because of the just the perpetuation of just destroying us as a people. And so
Yeah.
how can you're like, well, we ain't never had it, mama ain't never had it, grandmama ain't never had it. You have to
Mhm.
be the listen, you have to be the magic in your family, and you have to believe that you
Ooh.
are.
Mhm.
Not, we're
Yeah.
never gonna get your lineage is never gonna make that quantum leap. Okay, as
Wow.
long as you stay the same in your electromagnetic signature. What is that? We are all energy. That's your spirit,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
whoever is it, your spirit, it's energy, right? We're all
Mhm.
electromagnetic energy, and if that signature doesn't change, you cannot expect a new outcome. It's not gonna happen.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. That is
It's
something else. And I'm looking at these questions, make sure they don't have
oh, okay,
questions here for you.
okay, okay.
Um, they're saying paying attention to self will reinforce manifestation.
Absolutely. Well,
How does it?
it's all about self-discovery. It's all about a
Mhm.
self journey, which I'm gonna break that wide open for you. So when you do this change, you have to create an elemental change by changing your energy and how you perceive things. Okay.
Mm.
Let me tell you,
Mhm.
our people
Okay.
perceive everything as, well, it's just a negativity to it, right?
Mhm.
And we perceive these things because, again, DNA, it's in our DNA. Right?
Mhm.
If somebody don't
Mhm.
speak to you, it's like, she was upset. No, no,
Yeah.
perception. Maybe she just didn't
Mhm.
see you, right? So once you
Mhm.
start getting into this space where you perceive things in a higher vibration, no
Yeah.
matter what happens,
Mhm.
right? It opens up the energy. Change
Mhm.
requires this sort of coherence. And when physicists talk about, I just go get a little deep, but I'm gonna come back, okay?
Okay. Okay.
So physicists, when we talk about coherence, when we speak about it, coherent signal, we're referring to a signal that is made up of waves that are in a phase. It's called in phase, in step, in code, is what Black
Mhm.
folks called it, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so their low points and their high points are parallel, right? That is what a coherent signature is. Now, check this out. When you and I create a space where your lower self and your higher self become parallel, right? It produces a signal to the universe that you're ready. Okay. When your lower self and your
Yes.
higher self become parallel, that means you on code, basically, is what I'm saying. It produces a signal, an electromagnetic spark from your body, from your being, from your soul that connects back to the morphogenetic fields that tell the universe she's ready. Because what does that mean? That you are in cohesion, you are with the language of the universal light codes. In other words, the voice of God. Because God says that if I command, it is so. If you don't come in step with that, they don't hear you.
They don't hear you. They don't hear you
They
if
don't
you're
hear
not
you.
so how does somebody bring their lower self and their higher self together to meet? How do
Yeah.
they do that?
It takes deep work. I'm gonna just tell you like this.
Okay.
It takes just knowing again that you're the magic in your family. It
Yeah.
takes you knowing that there's something else outside of what I'm doing right now. And
Mhm.
if you have I would say if you just have the fortitude to just say that it's something else, God will meet you and show you the magic, because a lot of people just stay where they at because family members stay where they at, right?
Right.
But you just got to be like, man, there's something else. I'm not
Mhm.
about to just go work nobody job every day all day when I know I feel like I have these talents that I have not been able to express to the world, right?
Mhm.
And you have to just say, no, there's something else. The first thing you have to do is start asking, what else is there for me? Right?
Mm.
You have to
Mhm.
start asking, what is there for me? You have to start creating these waves of possibility. And then,
'Cause then that
you
starts opening you up, right?
it
That
opens you
starts.
up. It
Mm.
opens you up. It becomes this powerful broadcast, right? To
Mhm.
the universe again, to say to God that she's ready, he's ready. He's speaking
Mhm.
the language, right?
Mhm.
Also, we have to know how to hold the focus. We have to hold a clear focus because our thoughts, it literally changes the mind of God, the way you think,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
It changes the mind of God. There's all about
Mm.
this emotional and passionate engagement to God. And guess what that is? Is gratitude. When you say
Wow.
thank you because it's already done, even though I know it hasn't collapsed yet, that's the unseen that I'm collapsing and I'm commanding, right?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
believe that gratitude changes the heart of God because it's like,
Mhm.
man, what you think that your mother, your father gonna be like, you saying thank you, and they're like, man, just give it to her,
Yeah,
right?
it's the way they
No
look
way.
at you. It gets you every time. It
Every
gets me around
time.
here. Yeah. And it changes
Exactly.
things. Yeah.
Exactly. You have to connect in order to manifest something. You're going to have to know, you're going to know that emotions like guilt,
Mhm.
fear,
Mhm.
negative self-talk, and doubt, it confuses the signal to God. Because he like, that ain't my child. I ain't create nothing that's scared, nothing that's
Nothing about
fearful.
that.
She
I
loved
ain't
you
got
and she
no
knew she
spirit
could
of
have a
fear.
world.
Yeah. I ain't gave you
Exactly.
that.
So when you have that, it literally boom shuts you off. It shuts you off.
Mhm.
You got
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
understand the
Mhm.
power of your promise. You got to understand the power of your purpose, and you
Mhm.
have to understand the power of your process. Right?
Wow. Mhm.
I
Mhm.
said before that we're in the age of breath. Breath means ask and no.
Let me write this down. Breath means eggs. Eggs, and you'll know.
The breath, when
Ooh.
you speak to something, it gives this vibration to that in which you're trying to collapse. It's like
Mhm.
it's like a defibrillator. That thing is like
Mhm.
boom, come through you know what I'm saying? But you
Mhm.
speak, man, listen. If something is there and it what if it don't even know it? What if it's there and it don't know it belongs to you, but you command it? Man, listen.
Wait, stay right there. What if it's there and it doesn't even know? Say that, friend. I need you to
What if
give
it's
me
there and it
that.
doesn't know that it belongs to you because it's a quantum possibility? Meaning it could be the possibility belongs to whoever observe it, whoever knows and is aware that it's there for them. It has to collapse to you if you
Wait,
command it.
friend. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. So it could be there.
Mm-hmm.
Whole time you don't know it's there.
Yeah.
But it's there, and as long as you're aware and you command it, then it'll like, all right, I'm coming right on to you. It's like I don't know, whoever wants me, whoever commands it, I get
Yeah.
to have,
I
that
get
you
to
get to
have
have
it.
it.
It's endless possibilities. Can you imagine all of the possibilities that's out there that people was not aware that they could collapse to this plane?
Yeah, so many, so many. And I'm kind of
Mhm.
guilty of feeling, you met me
Yep.
before. I just somewhere looking crazy, feeling like I'm just stuck and looking,
I'm
friend.
just
I need
stuck.
some help. It's just not right. She called me first thing in the morning one time and she could hear it in my voice. She said, "Okay, you just woke up. What's going on?" I said, I don't want to do none of this no more. In fact, I don't want to do this. Like, get me out of here. I'm
Get me out of
I'm
here.
done. And she's like, "No, as long as you know."
Yeah.
that you can, like you're saying, collapse these possibilities to yourself.
That's
You're
right.
fine. It's
Yeah.
it's here for us to have a blissful life and to be
That's right.
okay. We just have
That's
to know
right.
that we have that
Yeah.
capability, that we're able
Yeah.
to command it.
Absolutely.
Whole time.
The
Who
whole
else out
time.
here? Who else out? Friend, I want to go in here and I want to read some of these comments
Okay.
to you
Okay.
really
Go
fast
ahead.
before I get to my next question. But someone says, I'm going to need this TED talk once a week, honey. Oh, that's Alex. Yes, preach on this good Wednesday.
I love her. Oh. Wait, where my friend? Wait a minute now. My friend gone. Something had happened.
Now here I am with the
Okay, you go,
foolishness,
friend.
friend. I just
Friend, I'm like, wait a minute.
I did the two swipe. These apples, if you swipe the wrong way, it swipes you
You
out.
going, you
Sorry,
off.
guys.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then someone said, it's probably Alex. I think I thought it was so hilarious when she said, where is it? She said, I'm gonna need these TED Talks. And then someone said, Dr. Haynes, when is your tour? Because I'll work the tables.
Oh, come on now. Wait a minute.
It says, somebody else says, I'll usher the aisles, showing
Come
people where the This is so funny. This is so funny.
on. Funny.
This says, I found what is there for me by others asking me for help.
Come on
Jesus.
now. Come on.
Someone else is saying, I'll be the security at
Ah,
your tour, on your tour. They ready. They done
they
signed up,
ready.
friend. They are so ready.
So sweet. Thank
Someone
y'all.
says they're replacing Bible study with Wednesday's conversations. I know that's right.
Come
I
on
know
now.
that's right. I just want to read some of those because they were so funny.
Thank y'all. Y'all so sweet.
So I wanted to know, because we were talking about knowing that these possibilities are open to us.
Mhm.
Um, and we may have touched on this, but I'm gonna read it anyway. And it just says, does a lack of personal healing block us from manifesting,
Absolutely.
from being able to?
Oh yeah, because again, so let me speak about the chakras. Hopefully they know about
Okay.
chakras. Chakras are literally these energy fields, and it ain't nothing spooky about it. Let me scientifically
Mm-mm.
break it down. There are
Okay.
meridians that go down the front of your body. We have a lot. We even have them in our fingers, our brain, and all that. But we'll talk about the seven that everybody talk about, right? So they go
Mm-hmm.
down the front of your body. They literally are a couple inches outside of your body. That's why when you walk in a room and somebody walk past you, you go, "Whoo!" Your energy field picked up that energy from
Mm.
them, right? And
Oh, it's the
so
chakras. Okay.
that's what your chakras do, and they
Mm-hmm.
calibrate it. They put it throughout your listen. They coding. Your
Mm-hmm.
chakras code the room. That's why
Mm-hmm.
it's so careful who you're speaking to, who you're allowing to speak into you, and what you're
Mm-hmm.
hearing, what you're learning, because the chakras are gonna calibrate. And what they do is they deposit that into your DNA and they hold it, right? Okay, now
Mm-hmm.
when you don't heal, right? The
Mm-hmm.
chakras literally they get smaller and small. They're supposed to be really, really big, bigger than your body.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, chakras are supposed to be huge
Mm-hmm.
because they're energy fields. And what they
Mm-hmm.
do is they communicate to the organs who you
Mm-hmm.
really are. So you have some people who have liver, pancreas, all these different places. These chakras they call organs because it communicates what sound, vibration, energy to
Mm-hmm.
those chakras. So when you
Mm-hmm.
don't heal, you start to get sick. You see people who start to get sick, but also they literally cannot receive because they're
Mm-hmm.
locked up.
Mm-hmm.
They're locked up. And so they're like,
Mm-hmm.
well, why this and why me? Then you start to hear them say, why me? Why me? Why me?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
body is literally locked up, blocked in every faucet and every aspect of you. And so now you'll see these people, they're not really living at all.
Mm-mm. They're not
They either
living.
hurting somebody else, going to work. It's just a straight program robot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you have to do self journey, self healing, and that's going to be outside of just church.
It's gonna be outside of
It's
it.
going to be outside of that. You can keep whatever spirituality you have, but you're not going to get it in one place. In fact, a
Mm-mm.
lot of hurt comes from church, or a lot of confusion or misunderstanding. And you get a lot of people in one place at one time. That's just what happens. But you have to be able to say, I'm going on a self journey. I came here by myself. I'm leaving here by myself, and I have to get what it is that I came here to do. And let
By
me give you a
myself.
tip. You
Okay.
came here for deep, deep healing. That's it. You can make some friends
Mm.
along the way, but you came here to heal. It's planet
Mhm.
hell. It's the hardest school. If you leave here without the healing, you will incarnate again with the same foolishness
In your life, and I don't
in
have
your
time
life.
for that. I'm
I don't
not
have
doing that.
time. I'm not
I'm not
doing that.
doing that because when I get out of here, what you say? I'm talking to that console. I don't care what y'all run back on those
That's
screens
right.
and then those. I've done the work. I've done
I've done
everything
the
that I
work.
feel that I could do. I'm not coming back
That's right.
here. I'm doing the
That's
healing,
right.
and that's why I'm gonna get healed. That's
That's
why I'm
right.
always on here talking to y'all about healing because I'm not coming
That's
back.
right. I'm not
Okay.
coming back. I'm doing that's it. My anthem is I healed. I healed. Counsel, no, just let me in. Let me in. I don't got y'all ain't gotta talk to me. Y'all watch the tapes. I know what I did.
Y'all can watch some tape,
Now
but
y'all
I'm
watch
going in
it.
here.
I'm
I'm
going
not
to get
doing
some real
that.
fruit because planet Earth fruit is not y'all gone.
It's
I ain't
going
gotta
it
do all
said it
that.
sure is the hardest school. It
It's
is the
the
hardest
hardest
school.
school.
But even though we come here to heal, we're still meant to have the life experience though at the same
Absolutely.
time,
You
which
can't forget your human
means
experience.
you can't have you can't forget that, which
Mhm.
means this is why we're like manifesting things and because we have to learn
Yeah.
how to um master or be able to is it called mastering energy or be able to manipulate it or
Yep,
figure that
manipulate your
sort of thing. We
energy.
have to do all of that. So while we're healing,
Yeah.
we still have to be able to have this experience.
Yeah. Because when you're mastering your energy, you're just remembering who you really are, that you're
Hmm.
not just your body, you're having this
Hmm.
earthly experience, but that's it. And so when
Hmm.
you start to intuit and call these things forward, you it's not it's see it doesn't shock God, or it doesn't shock the divine, it doesn't shock the universe. They're like, okay,
Hmm.
yeah, they're in their own code, they're in step
Hmm.
with who they already are. But a
Hmm.
lot of us think it's just this big, some people think you got to rub two rocks together, set a fire ablaze. Oh, no, 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 you ain't got to do all that. All you got
Right.
to do is be aware that it is there for you, and that
Hmm.
it's now the trick to it though, you have to tie an emotion to it.
Okay.
It cannot be all intellectual. The first
Hmm.
emotion is the state of gratitude, right? The state of
Right.
gratitude is a signal, right? It literally reaches outside of your body again, like I said, to the divine or God, whatever you call it, right?
Hmm.
It's more than an intellectual left brain process. You must feel whatever you want to happen is already made its arrival.
Okay.
That's the so what you have to do is like, and when you do that, your body understands feelings.
Hmm.
And you have to convince. Now, this is how you do it. Because remember, your body is just this electromagnetic post, right? Waiting
Hmm.
to ET phone home. Because that's where your magic is at.
Hmm.
That's where your tools are, right? So now
Hmm.
when your body, you have to convince your body with your thought that you have to raise the emotional quotient, right? When
Hmm.
you raise the emotional quotient of your body, it is already like that future experience has happened. For example,
Hmm.
if you want something, let's just say you want to go on a trip, you got to sit down and you got to plan that thing. I'm not talking about logistics. I'm talking about if you're going to be on a swing get yourself on a swing in your mind. If you fell in
Hmm.
love in that thing on that trip, you fall in love and you
In
see
your
him, you
mind.
feel him. You should have cried laughed or like felt the feeling of it. You should have wrote
Hmm.
that play. You do not get up
Hmm.
until you raise the emotional quotient of your body. And when you
Hmm.
tell your when your body feels like it's been through that experience, it cannot do anything but start to look for the experience and call it forth.
Wow,
That's how it works.
friend. This is how, and would they like align? This is how you're aligning to that thing,
Absolutely.
that,
Absolutely.
and this is manifesting. This is what
That's
manifesting is.
manifesting, which is what you are.
Hmm.
Manifesting is not outside of us. It's who we are.
No, we are.
That's right. And when you
And you
remember that,
saying,
it comes.
hmm
No, no, go ahead,
when you
friend.
remember that, it comes. Sorry, I
Yeah.
cut. And with saying that, I jumped onto this question to say, are we always manifesting? So, like, even when we don't know we are, or does it only happen when we're being intentional about it?
Oh my God. Let me tell you how you're always manifesting because you're
Mhm.
always feeling. People who
Mhm.
feel in love all the time, you always find them in love with something, somebody, or
Mhm.
something. And people who are
Mhm.
angry all the time, they manifest people around them that are angry. You understand? You know
Mhm.
why?
Mhm.
Remember what I said, they sent out that signal to the universe to create
Mm.
more of this.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yes, and that's why you have to be careful because you're a master manifester whether you like it or not. Now, the
Right.
reason why people like, well, how can I manifest that and not a car? The universe don't speak,
Right.
right?
Right. It's registering our feelings.
Absolutely. So ever
Oh
since I
man.
known myself, I was rich in my mind. But it
I know
wasn't
that's
money. It was it was
my-
honey, was
So
rich.
yeah, we're always so even without and this is clarity for us all because when you spoke about commanding something, what we have
Mhm.
to know then, and what I feel like I'm hearing you saying is we're not necessarily commanding with words because, again, maybe the universe isn't hearing that. We're commanding with our feelings. And whether
Absolutely.
we know we're doing that or
Yeah.
not, that's what we're doing. And when we feel
Yeah.
something deeply, I hear you saying, so when it's negative, you're
Oh
going to
yeah.
get that thing. And when it's
Absolutely.
something positive that you want, you're also
Yeah.
going to get that as long
Yeah. Oh
as it's
yeah.
it's about your feelings and how,
Yeah.
and that's what we're commanding and we
That's
don't
what you're
even know it.
commanding. And we don't
Mm,
even know
mm,
it.
mm,
That's all our whole
mm,
life is again manifestation. We're calling forth our experiences. And so
mhm,
now the
mhm.
best thing about it is you can become the co-creator of your experience. The way you
Right.
do that is by becoming aware. When you become aware of
Mm,
yourself, you know what it is that you are supposed to do. The biggest question you have to ask yourself, forget about the cars, the money, and all that. It's gonna come,
mhm,
right? The
mhm.
biggest thing you have to say, why did I come here in the first place?
Mm. In the first place, why am I here?
Why am I here? Like
Mhm,
when you ask that question to God or the universe, I promise you things will seem like they get hard, right? Because it's answering the question. Say yes to the
mm.
process. When you
Just say
say yes, to
yes.
that, just say yes. And I
Mhm.
promise you, some of y'all marriage gonna break up because you didn't come here for all that. Or some of y'all friendships gonna break up. You probably didn't come here for that particular friendship in the right?
Yeah.
Some of y'all big nice jobs and money. You go if you say yes. I
Mhm,
promise you, though, you will always be fulfilled. You'll be rich in abundance and love. Some people don't
mhm,
like to hear that, but I promise you, when I say yes, I was in corporate America and I
mhm,
loved my job and I was making really good money and I was just a go getter anyway, right?
mhm.
And man, I started thinking like, wait a minute. I started studying and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna say yes yet because I'm making good money. I'm making good money now. Wait a minute.
Right, right, right.
So then I was like, all right, so woke don't mean broke. Okay, cool. Cause I don't want to be like, listen, I was broke when I was growing up. We were poor, we were poor. We had some poor moments.
Yeah.
And so I said,
Mhm.
I ain't gonna do that. I didn't come here for that. Okay.
Mm-mm, I
I didn't come
didn't.
here for that.
No.
So what happened was, when I started to say yes, man, let me tell you something. I went through the worst, oh my God, discrimination in my job.
Mhm.
By three of the top people, I was working with the base commanders, the base commander and the other base commander. They absolutely discriminated against me. I went through to a point where it gave me heart palpitations, and I was holding on to that job because I was like, "Nah, I'm good at this job. I'm the Olivia
Mhm.
Pope here. Be clear, okay?"
Right.
And but it was a partial yes, right? And
Mhm.
then I ended up leaving. I ended up suing. I settled in out of court or whatever, because it was just so taxing on me. But the minute
Mhm.
that went away, quantum came, my healing came. Man, I've healed on so many levels.
Mhm. You have,
It's been the
friend.
most special thing that I've just decided to do. So
Mhm. Mhm.
in that sense, there's the money came, but the money don't mean nothing to me, It really
Mhm.
doesn't. What happens is sometimes I don't even have time to spend it because I'm so happy doing what I'm doing, and that's
Right.
the part of abundance that you
Yeah.
want to seek.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man,
Mm.
that's so beautiful. So you're right. When you say yes,
Yeah,
because we're not meant to come here, although we're meant to come here and heal,
right.
but then you have to also know that you are a part of God's source, spirit, nature, and
That's right.
it doesn't want to see itself,
Mhm.
hurting or, in a bad way or that sort of thing. So you
Mhm.
have to know, even, for people, church people,
Right.
even if Jesus says, I come that you may have life and have it more abundantly, it doesn't
Yeah.
negate the things that you're going to have to go through and
Mhm.
experience and heal from and whatever's
Mhm.
traumatic. But also while you're going through that, I meant for you to be
Yeah.
abundant here,
That's right. That's
And
right.
so why wouldn't it be set up for us to
Right.
be able to access these things? It's
These
just gonna
things.
come.
That's
Ooh, and
right.
we got to start with gratitude. Anybody who's new and just came in here, you're going to have to start with some
You're gonna have to start
gratitude.
with some
If you want
gratitude.
it, you're going to have to start with some gratitude
Yeah.
and some healing.
Gratitude says, "I
Ooh,
got it. It's there.
I got
Thank
it.
you."
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. See, I already have it. So you have to already have the mind of knowing that you already have it because you really
Yeah.
do. It's
You really
already
do.
there. You just have to be
Yeah.
grateful for it and be, which it opens you up to being able to receive it when it's
That's
time
right.
for you.
Period.
Ooh,
It's
period.
yeah, we all looking for everything outside of ourselves, but man, it's all inside of you. If you can
Mm-hmm.
heal, go on a s I would charge any of you guys to say, "I'm going on a self journey." And make sure the
Mm-hmm.
self journey is not all about the intellect. Say, I don't want to live in a left brain because we've been doing that. This is what our captors taught us to be. Left brain. We are right brained
Mm-hmm.
people. We are spiritual people by nature. Find
Yes.
out what that means to you. And I promise you, your ancestors, your spirit guides, Jesus, God, whoever it is that belongs to
Mm-hmm.
you, they will make sure that you get whatever it is that you need for this journey. Because when you get back,
Mhm.
it's like that, right? But when you get back, what they're gonna say is you're gonna be like, okay, so I did this, and I did that. And they're gonna say, what didn't you do? That's what we judge.
What you
Well,
didn't
I didn't
do.
what you didn't do.
Because I heard someone say
Mhm.
that don't be fooled. Like people think, oh, when I'm doing something, if I do something wrong,
Mm,
it causes karma, or it causes these sort of things. But not acting, not doing can also
that's right.
cause
That's right.
these sort of things. You can
That's
also
right.
be like, I'm gonna say judge because that's the word that comes to me for lack of a better word, but you can also be, you know, judged for what you didn't do. Someone just said
Well,
that.
absolutely. Because the thing is because you forget that you are the power that landed on this planet, that was birthed
Wow.
into this planet. So if you have
Mhm.
that power, if you are an instrument, a piece, an extension of God,
Mhm,
you didn't come
mhm.
here for nothing. You came here to do
Mm-mm.
something. The first thing is to heal. So if you didn't heal, you're judged for that. Well, I didn't
Mm.
have the tools I needed, but you did. But you
Oh, but
did.
you did.
But you
You was too
did.
busy calling them people conspiracies and of the
Because
devil. That's what
absolutely, absolutely. And you got down there and act a fool and forgot and forgot and forgot.
right.
And so because you was scared but it's and that's what
But we already said if we were in another life together, me and you, then we clearly got here clowning because
we
we
clown pit
last time
what?
we didn't do right, but this
This we ain't do right last. We got in trouble a lot.
we must have we had to because
And then we said, friend, when we go back,
we gonna do
we
right
gonna
and
make
we
sure
doing
each
right.
other do right. Find
Mm-hmm.
your friend that is doing right. That friend that say, that
Mm-mm,
ain't gonna
we
get
ain't
us in
doing
the
that.
kingdom. You got to redo that.
You go and let me tell you, and have those friends. You're right to keep you accountable because Tashima don't play with me. Now we friends and we kiki and we laugh all the time, but she'll say, "Now wait a minute, let me stop you right there, now friend. That's ego, and ego is." And I'll be like, "Okay, friend, you're right. That's going to keep you here. You better get it
No.
together. We get each other
We
together
walking
all the
hand in
time.
hand together. Ain't nobody staying back here. Planet Hell is so ghetto. So we out of
This earth
here.
is so ghetto. I'm getting
We
out of
is out of
here.
here. We're not staying. Like
If I done manifested my way here, I got to
I
manifest
got
up
the
out this
that's
mug. I'm
right.
not playing. I'm getting up out of
Mm-mm,
here. So then
mm-mm.
I want to know,
Mhm.
um, I just have this question. What is the most important part of manifesting, if there is an important part of it? Or maybe we've touched on it already. I don't know. But is there an important part, like something,
Healing.
the healing is the most important part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we I realize we're so jaded. We don't
Mm-hmm.
believe, even in the church, we pray, right? And
Mhm.
people still die. Do you know subconsciously that does something to you? It does.
Mhm.
It's like, well, maybe it's not working. Or then you have
Mhm.
to justify it and say, well, maybe Jesus just said the best thing is for that person to be gone, right?
Yeah.
You always have to know that if you want something to be, again, healing is the manifestation. That's the process, right? That's what you
Okay.
came here to do, right?
Okay.
The first thing you have to do is heal. And some
Okay.
people are like, well, how do I heal? I feel like I healed. I prayed, I got up, I read my Bible, I prayed. Oh, shadow work. And I hate to use that because people have made it such a cliche, but shadow work is
Yeah.
all about your darkness, getting back into this is what plant medicine do come in at. I'm always
Mhm.
reluctant to talk about plant medicine
Okay.
in the public because it's such a stigma on it. But let me tell
Mhm.
you something. I've done hundreds of people in plant medicine, and let me tell you, it has healed DNA that otherwise, nothing you've done can do it. But that's what it's for because the plant is literally sent here to make sure, and it calls you. You know when
Mhm.
it call you, I don't have to be like, "Hey, you want to take plant medicine?" I've never asked anybody,
Reached
"Hey, you
out.
should." No,
Nothing. Mm-mm.
no. It's
Mm-mm.
actually yeah, it's actually against. It's just against the nature of the plant to be like asking people to take it. They have to feel called, you know.
Mhm.
But anyways, that gets into the limbic system. We have DNA, and I speak about this all the time. In our DNA, what the demonic forces did to us, our people, just particularly is they ruined the vibration of our DNA, right? So
Mhm.
when they pushed fear and doubt and anger into us, it literally started on the ends of your DNA. You have crystals, amino acids, and proteins. Proteins are the building blocks of life. But when they
Mhm.
start to push fear, they killed your son, a mother's son in front of her, or a daughter, or different things like that, or a husband. She literally it crushed and crashed those proteins. It was literally
Mm.
stopping her life right there
Mhm.
in that moment.
Mhm.
So the next time she came back into this life, she had fear. She didn't believe.
Mm.
Remember, she was still stuck in the trauma, the devastation of her son or her mother, her father dying,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that is in your DNA. So when you
Mhm.
come here, the way you stop manifesting is because now you don't believe. Who believes that had to watch their son or daughter die in front
Yeah.
of them? There has to be
Mhm.
somewhere in your mind to say, where was God, right? It is. You can't make
Mhm.
sense of it. So you have
Mm-mm.
to heal. You have to heal. And you have to know that you have to heal. If you ain't did, and this is just my opinion because I've seen it as a doctor, I've seen it as a shaman. If you don't heal and you don't realize that you have to heal on a cellular level, and I'm talking
Mhm.
about a purge, when you start to heal from trauma, molestation, and all that, you vomit.
Mhm.
That's called
Mhm.
a purge.
Mhm.
You're not doing that, you're not healing. You're holding on to it. You're
Mm.
holding on to it.
Mhm. You gotta let it
And you
go.
can purge for your mother. You can purge for your grandmother. You can purge for your father. Because
Mm.
trust me when I tell you it's all you.
Mhm. Yeah, because we are all connected.
Absolutely.
We're direct reflections of each other. We're
Absolutely.
all one thing. We're all in this together. It's true.
It's very true. And you have their
Wow.
DNA inside of you. And
Mhm.
when DNA heals, right, and heals this
Mhm.
environment, it mimics that across, right? So you
Mhm.
have when you die and your body leaves the DNA, it now you have like what I call cosmic or heavenly DNA. It
Mhm.
remembers. It
Mhm. It
remembers.
remembers.
Yeah.
Wow, it's remembering. We don't even
It's
know that it's remembering. We don't even real understand why we feel so heavily about something. Even like you said, when we pass someone by and
yeah.
we feel things, it's our DNA
It
remembering
remembers.
something.
There was this
Wow.
lady in one of my PhD courses. She had a past life regression
Mhm.
and she had been beaten and
Mhm.
raped, I guess, in one of her lives. And this guy passed her by and she just
Mhm.
started having panic attacks. She said she didn't know what was going on, But anytime she would see a big guy like that, she would just freak out.
Mhm.
Anyway, when she had that, she went through past life regression and found out she could see him over her, just beating her, raping her. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And so her DNA literally remembered.
Members. Mm.
Remember, there are studies right now that if I let's just say you were a heavy drinker, and you died and I got your organs. I
Mhm.
put your organ, just say your kidney in my body. Now all of a sudden, I'll start drinking, because that DNA is the most intelligent thing on the planet because it
Mhm.
don't just exist here.
It's everywhere. It's all outside of here. It's
All
all out there in the cosmos. It's
in the
everywhere.
cosmos. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. This is
Hmm.
something else.
So healing 1st.
Healing first.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to make this the last question, friend.
Okay.
Um once your manifestation is in motion, like, you're manifesting,
Mhm,
is
mhm.
it possible to mess it up or like cause it to stop, pause it, or halt it? Or once you get it going, is it still going to come to you?
Oh, so you mean like, let's just say tonight I'm like, oh, I want to manifest.
So you've been doing real good. You've been on a real good, like, and you've been feeling it and all of that.
Right.
Can
Right.
like just and something happen, and then your emotion and everything changes or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You
If your
able to
emotions
like,
change,
mm-hmm, are
oh
able
yeah.
to like stop it and block it. Like
Yep.
once it starts, you're still able to block the manifestation when it's coming.
Absolutely. Because what lands that manifestation is that feeling of that constant feeling. That
Okay.
constant keeps those wheels, that vibration turning, right? And
Mm-hmm,
turning and
mm-hmm,
turning. And that's how
mm-hmm.
you get what it is that you want. And another thing is people think that manifestation is like I remember when I was manifesting this this Rolls Royce car. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want the car. I wanted the car to sell the car so that I could do healing things, right? I don't care about the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
car. And so I was like, I'm gonna win this car, blah blah blah. And so all the way, friend, I got this. It was so many things that was like magic that happened to me in that 2 weeks of going there that told
Mm-hmm.
me to go there. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Up until the point we was on the freeway and my husband, and it was 7 hours away. And I hate riding anywhere, but I just knew I
Yeah.
was like, I'm manifesting, right?
Right.
And so this was one of my first lessons in stop the foolishness of manifesting things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we in the car, and I was like, you know what? You know what? I said, babe, isn't my planet Jupiter? Don't Jupiter rule my chart? And he says, yeah. And then he says, look, literally seconds later, I look, and the sign on the way to Florida says something, I think Jacksonville or Orlando, something like that. And then it says Jupiter. I'm winning this car. I said, I am winning this car.
I'm winning this car. I'm getting the signs.
Look at this friend.
I'm winning
Okay.
it.
So then, I mean, and it was other things that was just so crazy that happened that it was like, this car is yours. So I get there, and the night before, of course, I started going to my altar, and I start reading the card, and it pretty much told me, my spirit guides was like, do not hold on to the thing.
Mm.
It's the things around the thing that you need to pay attention to. Now this is at midnight. Because I can't
Yeah.
sleep because I got to go get my car. What am I going to wear? How am I going to, I'm thinking,
I'm
I'm
gonna look when I get
manifesting.
up in this car now.
I'm going. So then we get there, and the car looks way better in person. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wait, I might want the car because the car is amazing. Whatever. So I'm like, I'm taking this car. It's $150,000 car. I'm like, I'm taking this car. I'm gonna sell it, and I'm gonna, make my retreat and healing stuff. Friend, we was literally walking up, and he was doing like a raffle.
Mm-hmm.
My name didn't come up. Like, it was so fast that I felt like I was in a twilight zone. And I
Yeah.
thought, what just happened? Like, he gonna do it again because that's my card.
That's my car.
That's my card. But of course, he couldn't do it again. But on the way leaving, I was so at peace because everything around the thing,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, is what really blessed, is still blessed in my life to this day.
Wow. And when you say everything around the thing, just so we're clear,
Mhm.
you're not manifesting the thing, but everything around it. So,
Everything
like,
around it.
meaning basically you wanted to have it to do your healing work and that sort of thing. Is that the things that is around it that you mean?
Oh, like the people like that I met around it, the
Got it.
ideas from the
Mm-hmm.
actual event that I went to had
Got
me
it.
create, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm able to do what I'm doing today. I
Mm-hmm.
remember I had wrote a thank you speech and everything because I had my I had my thank you speech. And in the thank you speech, I was telling the people, I said, you all came here for a car, but really you got the vehicle to like.
Mm.
And
Oh, friend. See,
I
okay,
was
guys,
prophesying
this.
to myself. Ah,
Look at,
I just was
like he
like,
says, I still have dreams about that car.
the car was bad to the bone. The car was bad. So, but
So
yeah, so
it's
don't
not
get
the
caught up on the
things. Don't get
thing.
caught up in the things.
No way.
And that's why we shouldn't be trying to manifest
That's
things.
right.
We
That's right.
just want to be sure that we are healing,
Yeah.
which will align us.
Yep.
Eh, Once you've healed, then you're in a place of gratitude because now you can understand what it
Yeah.
means to be just grateful. Like now I feel
Yeah.
healed. That healing will bring you
Yeah.
into a space of gratitude. And then gratitude aligns that lower self and that higher self
That's right.
to be ready where we need to be to align to the
Yes.
universe, God,
Yeah.
however you see it,
Right.
opening up to you for abundance, for
Yeah.
the health
Yes.
and the strength and these
Yeah.
things that matter. And with that,
Yeah.
whatever is meant for you within that abundance, you're going to
Yeah.
get. You're going to
You're
have
gonna
it
get it.
plentiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is so good. It's not
Yeah.
about just deciding, I want X, Y, and Z. And I guess you could if you want it, but it's not really
Sure.
about that. It's not really about that. And then it sounds like that would be temporary. It wouldn't be
Oh,
as
yeah.
long term
Because
as
it
doing the
wouldn't be
work.
fulfilling. If you still
Mm-mm.
gotta heal, you can get all those things, and I think you
Mm-hmm.
should manifest some of those things because, but you may be manifesting the vehicle for those things. Most importantly, the
Mm-hmm.
vehicle for anything is gonna be healing.
Yeah, yeah,
It
it's
really
gonna be
is.
healing.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all, we gotta do the work. We gotta do the
We got to
work.
do
You
the
can't
work.
just jump right in like I'm manifesting X, Y, and Z. No, you're gonna manifest this healing so you can manifest up out of here.
Come
That's what
on.
you're gonna
So you can
do,
get out of
okay?
here. That's
And not
all.
have to come back. That's the whole
Mhm.
point.
That's right.
Oh, this is so good, friend. This is so good. Is there any questions? Anybody have questions? I don't see any. I was scrolling.
Okay, okay.
Any questions at all? I don't see any. Is there anything last bit that you do want to say? How they can find you, follow you, and so they can keep
Oh,
up with if they want to get, some plant, get into this plant medicine business. Not the business, but they want to
yeah. I
do it.
understand.
They
Yep.
want to be able to find you. How can they find you, friend?
It's best right now. I hang out on IG. My
Mm-hmm.
tag or whatever you call it on IG is Dr. Tashima Haynes.
Okay.
If you look on the flyer or right at the bottom of the screen, that's how you spell it. And you'll see me on there. And so I hang out there a lot. And I also have my link to make an appointment with me. Um, yeah. And yeah. So with the plant
I have
medicine is
yeah.
definitely I have always have a waiting list for that. So if you are interested, go ahead and contact me and we can get you on there hopefully before the end of summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, please yeah, go there and I do a lot of talks on there lately. I
Yeah.
used to just leave it doormat, but I'm doing better.
She's gonna keep up. She does lives and she does
Yeah.
all kind of things that are informative. Please go follow her on IG,
Yeah.
and you can keep up with this beautiful soul, child. I'm so grateful to call her friend, child. Okay.
Or just ask my friend, she'll find me.
You can ask me, and I'm gonna post you and your
Mm.
things, your tags and stuff on the page when we're
Okay.
done.
Okay.
This was so good. I
Thank you
hope you
so
guys
much.
learned so much. It will be there for replay. So anything you got to go back and rewind. Anybody you can rewatch it. And my
Yeah.
friend, this was so good. Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming.
for having
And
me. Thank you all for coming.
yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you learn some stuff about manifesting, that it goes a little bit deeper, and
Oh
stop
yeah.
trying to get out of doing the work. Do the work. Okay,
Do the
just
work.
and stop trying to get out of it. You got to do it, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, this is
That's
so
right.
good. Friend, I don't know if you want to hang on and then we can have a quick chat when it's over, or if you got to get off because I know it's late, but
Okay.
however,
Okay. You mean call you from here?
No, you could just stay on there. Don't hang up quite
Okay,
just
okay.
yet. I'm gonna hang up the live and
Okay,
then
okay.
we'll have a quick
Okay,
goodbye
okay.
and then go. Okay, you guys, I love you guys so much. We'll see you next week on Conversations. Bye.